Today I'm going to be guiding you through Steeple of Xenial Abyss, a challenging steeple located in the newly released Silent Abyss. You might notice I'm not in the Silent Abyss because as of recording I still have about 20 minutes until my 2-hour ban ends, which they did if you joined the fake troll version they made about 2 minutes early or something. Hopefully I'm unbanned by the time this video is released or so. Anyway, so the steeple begins when you go into this thing and then you jump down here. So this is definitely my favorite steeple from the 3 I've practiced that I was hoping to make guides on in the actual game as soon as it released, but that sure didn't go as planned. Anyway, each floor, these decorations are like a different color. So for this one, it's yellow, and there are 6 floors, by the way. So you start off with the light. It's sort of like a key, kind of like the end of Steeple of Guiding Light. However, on this one, you don't have a time limit, so no need to rush or anything. Oh, I fell anyway, but I guess the bright side of having to play this in the practice game is that I get no clips, so I can just skip ahead back to where I just failed. But actually, that was entirely planned to demonstrate that if you miss a jump, you'll just get sent back to the start of the floor you're currently on. Alright, so on these moving parts, you gotta jump to there, and then just wait a second, and then jump to the truss. Now, it is possible to, as this is going that way, you can just do a wraparound if you want to do a pro gamer skip. I'm not going to do that, though, because it saves like 2 seconds and it's kind of risky. On each floor, there's something like this. So it's like you gotta, well, you'll see. So for this particular one, you gotta not have exactly that happen where these things hit that button. You'll know you've done it correctly when this thing disappears. So let's try that again. You can reset it like this. So on most of these, the one you're moving is what you're trying to avoid the moving parts that are moving on their own. But on this one, you're trying to have the thing you're controlling touch the other blocks so that they disappear and don't hit that button. That's the only one like that, though. Anyway, you can see that block is gone, so now I can continue. Alright, so you finish each floor when you get to, like, one of those that's a different color. So what that does is it'll, like, deactivate a teleporter, and then you'll fall down, and you'll get to the next floor. So this whole steeple is descending, but not in the way descending towers usually are. Now, the thing where you have, like, a light that you use to help you is expanded upon throughout the tower and then recapped at the end. So, like, on this floor, instead of it just follows you, it goes, like, on a path on its own. You do that to start it. Alright, now here, you see that that's the button, instead of, like, just a random neon part. That's what we're trying not to have pressed. See, like, I did that, and I did that wrong because that block is over there. But I can just reset it. There's no punishment if you fail any of these, so, yeah, I guess that's good because I keep doing that. So, yeah, it does not switch, like, I guess, lanes instantly, so, you know, be aware of that. And there. This should open momentarily. Okay, it's open, but I need to be able to see, so let me do that. Gotta wrap around there, or I guess if you want, you can jump around that way, I guess. Alright, here's the next one. Whoops, I fell. But luckily, button progress, so I don't have to do this again, so I can just go back to do this, or just use no clip. Okay, so that's sort of a long jump, so be aware of that. Oh, and it was the last jump of the floor, which is, of course, I missed it. Alright, we're on to the red floor, or floor 3. Now this one, the light is like a vine thing. That's what's emitting light, I believe, the sphere. And so you can move it across these beams. So just follow where each of these are going. Usually you're going to go across the whole, sort of like a zip line, but it's not a zip line. And then these ones actually spin. But you can also still move them like this. Then at the end, jump to that truss. We got another one. Now here you got to go to the left of this wall and jump onto that wedge. And floor 4. Okay, now this one is pretty cool. You got to rotate. It's sort of like a spotlight. So you got to rotate it to where the jumps are. Alright, now this one, we first... Well, actually, you can see that well enough, I guess, but I'll rotate the spotlight to go that way. We got another one of these things. So on this one, they come from all 4 directions, and so you gotta use these buttons to rotate that so it'll destroy the blocks and not press the button. There we go. Oh, I missed one. Whoops, gotta do that again. Okay, I got it that time. Okay, now I'm gonna rotate this to go this way so I can see the parkour that's over here that I can now get to. Okay, now let's rotate to see this way. Also, I guess it's worth mentioning that these sort of semi-transparent walls, I don't know if they're there in the actual game. I feel like they might not be, but I guess I can't know for another 12 minutes, can I? Alright, here you gotta wrap around and land on a ledge. You can go either side. Oh, and I guess here you're not, like, rotating a spotlight. Well, actually, I guess it is being rotated over there, so, okay. Still follows the theme of this one. Alright, for this one, you gotta press these buttons and it'll temporarily light up the platforms. Now, what you can do here is you can, like, press a button multiple times and it'll stay there longer. I feel like that's something that might be not a thing in the actual game. So, just in case that's the case, I'll just press each button once, unless I have to redo a section. And also, there's a little bit of light that's emitted by the buttons, like near them. So as you can see, none of the platforms are lit up, but I can still kind of see a little bit. Okay, I see. So you had to go that way to get to that button. That way you can see what you're doing until you get to this button. This one is a conveyor. You gotta go this way. And guess what? Press another button. Now go this way. Uh-oh, I ran out of time. Like, okay, it was fine. And yes, you do, in fact, have to jump to the button like that, because if you look closely, I would fall off like that, which I can demonstrate with no clip. Wow. Okay, so this is Can Collide False down here, so don't jump to that. Instead, you want to actually jump where there isn't light, like where those platforms are. Here, if you climb to the top, nothing happens, but you should still, like, not go into climbing animation. That'll just make that easier. So jump backwards against the truss. And here's the last floor. Like I said, it recaps all the different, like, light mechanics at the end. So you can see we have the moving light orb and also the zipline / vine ones. Now this one is the hardest of these, but still there's no punishment if you mess this up. So you can see they come from all the directions. I already messed up, so I may as well demonstrate this, but the locations you can put the button are sort of like a plus shape right there, which is exactly what you see with the buttons here. Wow. Okay, so let's try that again. Yeah, okay, so start at the bottom, and then you want to go up like that, then I guess to the middle over here, then there, then up, middle, right, there we go. And now this is open, so I can press that button to see what's next, assuming I don't fall, that is. I feel like there's probably something that's preventing you from just, like, doing that parkour without, like, seeing, you know, so that way if you happen to, like, you know, have it memorized, you won't have to do the button thing. Maybe there is and maybe there isn't. I don't feel like checking, but you should still do the button mechanic because yes. All right, now this one, it's like a shadow section, although you can kind of see it a little bit. You can see this wall sort of stops right there, so you can walk out of there right here. You don't jump to that torch thing, you instead jump to here. But actually you don't jump onto those platforms with the arrows just yet. Instead you want to do these vines and then grab this light orb thingy. Go back this way and then you want to redo this. Actually nope, just kidding, you don't want to go that way, you want to go this way. It's sort of the opposite direction. These are probably button activated like they weren't here before. And then that's the wind pad. And it'll probably look better with the actual wind pad. This is kind of terrifying, but at the same time it's really cool. So you go on to here, and there's the wind pad. It would teleport you to the wind room, but I'm in the practice place. 5 minutes left. Thanks for watching the video. I'll be making some other Silent Abyss guides, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those. I'll see you in the next video, and have a great day.